on the road again. I'm going to an outdoor event to sell the comic books, novels, and all that other good stuff that I got going on. And so today I wanted to deal with a post that I made and some other stuff going on. If you've been on my Facebook page or my Instagram page, Coach Yo Jeff, you will see a post that I made of this comic, Super Black. And he's probably going to go down as the first Hotep superhero, or superhero from the conscious community, or whatever the heck. All black superheroes are supposed to be conscious, just like all black people, but for some reason there's a community that they call the conscious community, and they get derogatory and call them the Hoteps. So anyway, this is a red, black, and green superhero, much like Icon. And in this comic strip, he is rescuing a young white kid. He's carrying a white kid over the city. And the white kid has on a MAGA hat, right? And the white kid is on the cell phone with somebody, says, "Oh, Mom, you wouldn't believe that my car went off the cliff and this super nigger saved my life." And the next panel, Super Black is flying in the other direction, and the young white man with the MAGA hat is falling from the sky with a red, black, and green parachute. And Super Black says, "I ain't got no time for this bullshit." And people have been responding to that comic strip. Man, I posted it, must have posted 2 days ago, and I'm still getting, comments on it. And I think most of the reason for it is because it resonates, It's not a full comic book. I put it up there for free, and it just speaks to something underlining in comic books. And I was talking to a creator this morning, and I was telling him, I was like, as much pressure as we put on Barack Obama to do things for the black community as a whole, I mean, not put a few black kids through college, not stop one police officer from doing something, but to black kids, but to do something for the whole of black people, that I believe if a black Superman came to Earth, they would be canceled by this culture if they didn't speak to some of the things that are going on to black people in America and in the rest of the world, and specifically racism. So I know there have been, superheroes and stories where black superheroes have dealt with race. I'm not saying that they are not, but what I'm saying is I don't know why there aren't more. I actually don't know why, racism hasn't been the actual full villain. I don't even know what is more villainous to a black person than beyond just a person that is racist, the institution of racism, which is different than just, white villain who is racist. No, I'm going to kill them because they're black. Yeah, you could take dude out, and America is still racist. There's still racist redlining going on in the housing. There's racism all around. So I'm just wondering why a superhero hasn't dealt with all of a black superhero, or just more of them. I mean, I know there are a few, and I'm not going to name them all because I can't think of them, and I don't want to leave anybody out. But if we can count them, they may be on one or two hands in terms of the amount of superheroes, black superheroes and villains. Sheesh, there's endless, hundreds of them. So we're talking about a small percentage that deal with racism, and I still don't know one hero that's gone after the institution of racism. everybody says, oh, racism is bigger than the Republican Party, right? Racism is bigger than Donald Trump. It's in the Democratic Party. And I agree. I know that. I ain't even saying it isn't. But dang, when have we gone after all of that institution? So, what else will I say on that? I think we are somewhat preoccupied with what we think would offend white readers, or even just the white gatekeepers, right? The comic book execs in our novels, our publishers in our films, our distributors in the theaters. We are probably preoccupied with what we think would offend them and what wouldn't offend them, that it limits our creativity. And I've talked about the limits on Black creativity, how I feel our imaginations are shackled, right? So even if we are not scared that our books won't sell or they won't get picked up, we still don't imagine as big things as what white writers and other cultures, and what just the freedom of imagination allows you to imagine. You know, we still don't go that far. We still will integrate space as opposed to straight up Thanosing space, or what's the other one that is what's the one that is Star-Lord's father? Ego, right? Ego creates damn near space. You know, we don't even have Black characters that are that big on the level percentage-wise as white writers do. We have a Black, Black Panther, Black Galacta, the Galactic Universe. Yeah, he's integrated. It's a Wakanda in space. We are 9/10 of the Earth's population. People of color are the majority on the planet. What the heck are we doing, the minority in space? Who's creating that? And why do we think that's a major accomplishment? Come on, guys. And you're writing me off as a hotep just because I asked that simple question? Are you kidding me? Is that question so toxic that I have to be marginalized by being some hotep African romanticist? No, that's just reality. If I'm with my cats on the corner and we tossing down 40s, right? We're going to think of something just that powerful. So come on, it's not about me being a hotep. It's about me being a liberated mind, thinking freely. And these are just the facts. It is what it is. And it isn't unfair to paint the universe. It ain't reverse racist, if that even exists, to paint the universe with the same complexion diversity that Earth is. There's something wrong if you have to make it totally white, right? There's something wrong if you do that. And even we even accept that, and we don't call that racist. We don't call that white supremacist. It may need to be, but I know Asians, when Gamora and what is it, Godzilla travel space, they have a all Chinese or all Asian space complexion. So maybe that's fine. But we don't have that. We still have one black planet. A couple of black spaceships, a black captain, a Deep Space Nine, and we are overwhelmed. We're like, oh my God. And dare us make the whole universe black. Something is wrong with us. Why? Or nobody else is going to want to read it. Are you kidding me? Like the book is going to change the shelf at Barnes & Noble. No, you got one black book. Read it. It provides diversity to the whole bookshelf, to the whole bookstore, to the whole genre, right? So why not? So this is like my soapbox question. I get on this little video blog and I just drop ideas and opinions out and challenge, because I'm never resolved in, well, not never. I'm not always resolved in my ideas. Many times my ideas are just that, ideas. And I'm challenging myself along with people in the community. Here's an example, right? Today I posted an article that was done. I don't know who wrote the article. I don't even remember what publication it was for. But I shared it because it talked about a happening that they hope doesn't become a trend. But it was a happening. A white writer put a black woman on the cover of their science fiction book. And why is that something? Why is that a thing, right? Well, it was just 7 years ago that they started noticing that black writers couldn't get their characters on their covers. N.K. Jemisin, David Anthony Durham, these black writers, even Nnedi Okorafor, had been had to battle to get their black characters on the cover of their books about their black stories, right? David Anthony Durham won the Hugo, the top science fiction award for it, and he couldn't get it done with Acacia. N.K. Jemisin, same thing, Jade, Obelisk, the Inheritance trilogy. I'm forgetting the name of her book, but I got it at home. But again, these are just pictures of the buildings, or in David's case, the tree, the acacia tree. Nnedi Okorafor, she got hands over her. I think the first one, really, of the major black writers was Tomei, with her Children of Blood and Bone trilogy, which is young adult. I'm an adult and I read it, but it's young adult, and she got her black character on the cover of her book. Well, this white writer got the publishing company to put a black character on the cover of his book. The wild thing is, it isn't even a main character. It's some background supporting character. And he got a lot of feedback and blowback from it, because, what is that saying? You're saying, wait a minute, a white writer can take a damn near insignificant character and get them on the cover, but these award-winning, Hugo award-winning, I think, David, N.K., and Nnedi Okorafor are all award-winning writers. They can't get their characters on the cover of their books, and it's about the character, but this guy can get one on his cover of his book that's insignificant. So for me, the publishing company is really open to having characters of color on the cover of their books, but they don't want black writers. They don't want a black writer to do it. They're not signing black writers with black stories. What's going on? The Black Panther has taken down the stigma that our stories won't sell. That's why they're putting somebody on the cover. But now they are so quick to do it, they don't even want to sign the black writers to do it. I think that's a shame. I'm offended, upset, but I'm also challenged, right? I'm also challenged by it. So when I see something like that, I think, you know what? We need to step up. When I see that, I say, as writers, we need to, I've always had black characters, my characters on my covers. It was Boss Lady, Rashida, even my publisher put on my horror book, Happened on Negro Mountain. She was on there. My anthology, Sci-Fi Streets, had a black female on there. I had a black male on my Thug Angel, my first book. The new cover, first cover didn't have it. Probably I was caught up in that same thing. But our readers, we got to step up, readers. We got to meet the writers halfway. If the mainstream isn't giving black writers this opportunity, then the readers got to go to the independent market. I've got published books by publishing companies, and I'm self-published. So you're gonna have to come to Amazon and other places where independent books are sold and get our books. You're gonna have to come to the book fairs, the Comic Cons, and support us, because it's just like back in the music days. It's like whiteface or blackface. Remember how the Isley Brothers used to put out a song and a white group would come and sing it over? Well, they're doing that sort of with books. They're putting white writers' books with black character covers. And I think that should not be allowed to continue. And I think we should do something about it. And that means we should celebrate our own black creativity. Now, we have that in street lit. We have it in romance, mystery. We don't have no problem getting those books with our character covers on there. But science fiction is slow rolling. And blacks reading science fiction in general is so slow rolling. We need to read more of our own science fiction. Bottom line, if so, and our writers will get better. They're gonna succeed. They're already good. When I'm saying better, they're gonna get movies out. They're gonna become more popular as you start buying them. So we need to celebrate our own. And that's it. So I'm out off this bandwagon. Super Black is there. Twaman is definitely coming. So let's make it happen. All right, peace.